Let's discuss compression with an overdrive, whether it's before or after. Now, let me preface it with this. There is no right, there is no wrong. It's only your preference. So here's basically the two different ways to do it, right? Before or after overdrive. Some people like it before, and some people like it after, of course. And the difference is you're compressing the signal before you distort it versus distorting the signal, then compressing it afterwards. They're very similar in the sound in a way, but it does have a different feel. It's a different reaction because whenever you compress the signal and then distort it, like you're kind of feeling that compression a little more rather than hitting the overdrive. Also, you'll notice a difference in dynamics. So as you roll your volume back and forth, it's not going to be as responsive with that compressor before, because a compressor is doing what a compressor does. It's making those soft signals louder and those louder signals softer. Again, going back to a clean blend, you can control that quite a bit if you got a clean blend on your compressor, because you can just, make it a little more responsive by dialing in more of the clean signal. So with that said, let's jump into it. And I've got the Triumph here set on the punch mode. It's a pretty loud mode, so you can see the volume's down quite a bit to get, pretty much a unity volume in the room. And then I have my compressor set up. You can kind of see the settings here. I've got the blend up fairly high to kind of demonstrate more of compressing the crap out of the signal here. So one of the things we want to do, first of all, whenever we're running the compressor before, is we want to make sure, generally we want to make sure that the volume is a unity volume with a compressor. Now, since you have a lot of dynamics without anything on, you're not squashing those peaks down, your clean tone can sound a little bit, you can feel like it's a little hard to get to unity because of those peaks being squashed down. So I'll show you what I mean. Nothing on right now. So the volume does come down a little bit on that when it's on, just because, we are compressing it, and without it, you get that big spike of the signal from really hitting the strings really hard. But the difference is this: whenever you play softly and you turn a compressor on, it's going to boost that back up. So softly. I demonstrate that to say it can be kind of tricky to find that sweet spot, because if you set your unity volume where when you're really hitting the strings, then your compressor's super loud. About right there. But there's several problems though. You combine it with the overdrive. One, it's going to be really noisy because you have you're just increasing the gain, not the clipping, but the gain, the volume of everything so much in this compressor that it's going to add a bunch of noise. And plus, it's going to also distort your next overdrive. Which you may want. You may want to do that. You may want to use it as a booster to kind of goose that next pedal and give it a little bit more gain. Me personally, I like to roll it back around unity or unity-ish, just something that I feel is going to work well within the context of what I'm doing. So if I'm playing with a band or I'm recording or whatever, then I kind of find that spot and I'll just call that unity close enough. So another thing you do is turn it on and off, see if it's driving the next overdrive too much. Okay, so that's about right for this. Now, let's talk about what it's going to do. Again, we have a lot more dynamics without a compressor, but it doesn't really give us that good feel of a compressor. A compressor feels good under the fingers, and plus it gives you a ton more sustain. You can kind of hear the note just dies out a little quicker. Now let's roll the volume back and forth a little bit. I'll show you about the reaction. Okay, let's swap them around and see what the difference is. Another benefit, if you do use a compressor, and you got to have the blend all the way up to do it for this particular feature, but you can sort of control the overall volume of everything whenever you turn on anything. If you just leave a compressor on after your drives, have it, like I said, have the no clean blend whatsoever, and it just kind of squashes those peaks. Now, you may like this, you may not. Some stuff it may over compress, especially if you have the level on your drives before it cranked up quite a bit. Let's try it. So what you saw there, no matter where I turn the volume of this pedal, and in this mode, it is loud. No matter where I turn the volume, it really kind of kept it right at the same place, volume-wise. So that is handy. You did notice since I'm driving the compressor, I'm getting more distortion because I'm now creating distortion with the compressor circuit as well. But that is something you can do. It is helpful in a lot of situations as well. So that's the two different ways. I hope this helped you. Again, if there's anything else you'd like to know, make sure you hit me up. I'd be glad to answer it or make another video for you. Thanks for watching.